Since we have done the configuration, we'll further see how this works, how this particular configuration works, or how when we link multiple books to a fixed asset, how we can maintain a single fixed asset in multiple ways using these books. Okay, again, you can also link the same kind of derived books here in the other book also. Suppose in the Tax Act book, you can link Companies Act book again. So whenever you are posting acquisition entry through Tax Act first, suppose you're posting it to the Tax Act book first, it will get posted into Companies Act. Generally, they'll post first it in the Companies Act or the main book, and that will be posted into other books automatically. But if you are posting it in the other book first, then if you link the main book also here in the derived book, so it will get posted there. But if you don't link, it will only work in one way. Either if you post in this one, it will get posted into this book. But if you post in this one, it will not post into this book because you did not link that book here in the derived books. So that if you want to create, you can create reciprocal relationship like this. Again, Companies Act book, acquisition adjustment, something like this. You can create reciprocal relationship. So after configuring books, so you can directly go for posting profile configuration. Actually, we can do that now. But there is a small concept where you can link the books to the fixed asset groups. When you link the books to the fixed asset groups, automatically when a fixed asset is created using that particular group, suppose I told you, fixed asset group is a compulsory configuration. Without linking a fixed asset group, you cannot create a fixed asset. So what happens if you link books to the fixed asset groups is whenever you create a fixed asset, automatically these books will be coming onto the fixed asset. And according to the parameters that you have given or the depreciation method you have given, everything will be applicable to the fixed asset automatically. But if you do not link books to the fixed asset groups, whenever you create any fixed asset using any group, you have to specially link the books to the fixed asset. Manually, you have to link it. That is also there. You can also do that. Manually, you can link a book to the fixed asset each time when you create a new fixed asset. If you want to one or two books, or if you want all the three books, you can link them manually separately. Or if you want them to be linked automatically, you have to first link them to the fixed asset groups. So either you can link them through here or you can also link them through here, fixed asset groups, right? Earlier we have configured fixed asset groups. I'm just going to fixed asset groups here. Here I am, fixed asset vehicles and vehicles group and furniture group. We have to suppose if I'm going to vehicles group, I'm going to link books here. We have a concept here called as books. Here you can add these books to the fixed asset. Suppose you can click on. So I'll just delete this one empty page. Click on new. You can link a book, Companies Act book, suppose. So Companies Act book. So all the features from there will automatically come here. Calculate depreciation and other. Service life and all, we can fill each separately for each fixed asset. So normally for vehicles, if the service life is always like 5 years, you can give 5 years. So you can see 60 periods are calculated because it's monthly depreciation, right? So on monthly basis, 60 is calculated here. For all the vehicles, if it is 5 only means in the group level itself, you can give 5 service life. Or if for some vehicles it is service life is different means you don't give it here. For each vehicle, whenever you create a fixed asset for each vehicle, you can give it there manually. For each vehicle, they can give separate service life. If there is a difference in the service lives. If there is a consistent service life for all the fixed assets in this particular group, you can give it. Okay, and the rest are like depreciation profile and the depreciation method, calendar and monthly all will appear. Alternative depreciation and extraordinary depreciation, in case if you have given, they would also appear here. You can also give it here if you want to. And regarding this concept of depreciation convention, we'll discuss further. Okay, this is not a correct time to discuss about this, but when we create a fixed asset, I'll explain you what is depreciation convention and how it is applicable. Okay, then you can also create a new book or link a new book, sorry, not create a new book, to the same fixed asset group, vehicles group, suppose tax act book. So when you link this book, you see the posting layer is tax here. And you can give service life again as 5 years. So service life won't differ, right? Book to book service life will be the same for the fixed asset, like 5 years only. And you can, sorry, I just clicked wrong click. You can save it here. Companies Act book. If you want to add link another book, you can. Here you can link this book as local gap book if you want to. See here the posting layer is none. And here also you can give the same service life as 5 if you want to. That's how. When you go back and refresh this, you see here posting layers are showing as current and tax and none. There are 3 books linked to it, or you can say like books of 3 layers linked to it. Current, tax and none, 3. So that's how you can link fixed books to the fixed asset groups. So for this group also we'll link furniture group. Suppose if I'm going to books, for this group I only want to link 2 books. I don't want to link that local gap book. Suppose I link only Companies Act here. And for the furniture service life is like 3 years, let's say, suppose. Okay, you can also create one more Tax Act book where you can also give 3 years service life. Only 2 books I am linking. So this is Companies Act book with current layer and Tax Act book with tax layer. And I can go back where I can see here companies current and tax for the furniture group. So now the fixed asset books and fixed asset groups are interlinked. Now whenever you create any fixed asset using that particular group, automatically the book will be reflecting, or the book that you interlink to this particular group would be adding on to the fixed asset. Okay, and you can make further changes if you want. If you want to make any changes in the service life at the fixed asset level or the depreciation profile at the fixed asset level, you can make changes, but not usually most of them will do that. For service life, yes, they can do that, but depreciation method will be continued to be the same under the book. So we have some asset reason codes. You can create asset reason codes in the asset reasons in the setup only. Fixed asset setup asset reasons. It's a miscellaneous concept. So you can either add any of them as fixed assets, or you can create separate reasons like wrong depreciation. You can add it, or you can, so it's not 2 actually, you can give something else like 11. I'll give 12 wrong acquisition. Adjustments, or I can give something else for some other reason codes in case if you want to give revaluation and specific something. Can create reason codes as you wish using this concept reason codes. There are certain compulsory reason codes which you can use for disposal or scrap. I think in the fixed asset parameter level you have them. You can use it. And what else we have is, so we can create a depreciation posting profile. Actually, it is here itself. Sorry, fixed asset posting profile, not depreciation profile. But we will discuss this concept of fixed asset posting profile after, I mean, in next class. Let's try to create the other one, like fixed assets only will directly create. Let's say suppose I want to create a fixed asset, and now within the group of fixed assets, I want to create a fixed asset. So I can create a fixed asset here. I'll go to fixed asset module. Under fixed assets, I have this option called as fixed assets. Directly I'm creating a fixed asset, fixed assets, fixed assets, and fixed assets. All 3 are fixed assets only. Navigation. You can click here on fixed assets. So it's an empty page where you do not have any fixed asset yet. If you want to create one, you can click on new. Just like how you create vendor record and customer record, you can create a fixed asset and record as well, new record. Okay, the compulsory fields as you can see are fixed asset group and fixed asset number. Without filling these 2 fields, you cannot save this record. Okay, first you select fixed asset group, vehicle. Okay, when you select it, automatically you see the number here. vehicle 001 triple zero one. So my question is, from where I'm getting this number in asset group? Suppose let me click here on the asset group. This is the fixed asset group. Here we have linked a number sequence code and we have enabled this parameter auto number fixed assets. Means whenever you select the group in the fixed asset, automatically the number will be assigned to the fixed asset, like vehicle number 1. But if you disable this one, that number will not appear there. It will appear as an empty field which you have to manually fill. You can manually enter whatever number you want. But when you use the auto number fixed assets and use a particular number sequence code, whenever you create an asset, automatically the number will be assigned. Like if you create first asset, it took 1, right? When you create another asset, it will automatically take asset number 2, vehicle number 2, vehicle number 3, like that. That's good. That would not skip the sequence and maintain a consistency in the records that you would create in the business. Okay, the number fixed asset number is taken from the group level. Okay, the number sequence that we have linked in the group. Then you can give a name to this fixed asset like bench truck. Okay, the nature of the asset you can give tangible, intangible, financial asset, or land and building, goodwill, or other. It's tangible only. We know that. So I just give tangible. Major type you can select. Major type is something which you can give like, it depends. Again, the major type of a fixed asset would usually depend on how you want to categorize the fixed assets. I mean, according to the amount, if you want to categorize fixed asset, like suppose if I give number 1 here for major type, these are all for the assets which are valuing more than 5 lakhs or which have a acquisition value more than 5 lakhs. I can give major type 1. Or I can give major type 2 for the assets which are between 2 lakhs to 5 lakhs, like that. On the basis of acquisition value, I can give major types, or on the basis of any other thing you can give, not only on the acquisition value, maybe on the size of the asset, or maybe on the value of the asset, or maybe on anything. Accordingly, you can give major types, but it's not compulsory that you have to give major types, but you can maintain a kind of category for the asset. Generally, assets are categorized on the basis of asset groups. Internally, if you have anything else, you can use these major types to subcategorize the assets within a single group. That's how. Property type, fixed asset, continuing property, or other. Generally, it is fixed asset property type, nothing like continuing property or anything else. Since this is an asset and this is a fixed asset, we all know that it's not a continuing property since this is a useful asset already which you buy at once and use it further. So you can use it as a fixed asset. Quantity is something we have. How many vehicles you are buying, you can give. Suppose since you buy vehicle as one only, you can give quantity as one. Other case, when you buy chairs, 100 chairs as a lot, and if you want to maintain all the chairs as a single fixed asset, you can give quantity as 100 here. So 100 chairs as a single fixed asset, you are maintaining them, even though they are 100 pieces, but you maintain them as a single fixed asset. So in that case, you can give quantity as 100, and you can give unit measure like pieces each, centimeters, millimeters, grams. You can give any measurement, up to you. Suppose if you want to give pieces, 100 pieces of chairs, you can give pieces. Or if you want to maintain only each means one vehicle. So we can give one vehicle. That's how. Unit cost you can give. So all these are maintainable fields. That's all. The fields that you maintain here will be helpful for the sake of reports only. They will not affect any of your financials. Suppose if you give the asset value as 5 lakhs here, it will not affect any financials. This is just the master data. Okay, in the master data, whatever you give will be only for maintenance sake, will not affect anything else. If you give anything here or if you may not give, it will not affect anything. Okay, and you can save this one. Once you save it, you will see the number and name reflecting vehicle number 1, naming bench truck. Other than that, we have some asset activity code, then property group, where you can again filter or give some kind of codes for this. For the asset activity code, what kind of activities you do with this fixed asset. Normally carrying the goods, right? Suppose let's say for goods carrying, asset activity is 1. For manufacturing, asset activity is 2. For machinery, you can give number 2, or for office usage, you can give number 3. So that kind of asset activity codes you can give. Property group, you can again group it according to the property. It belongs to the company's property group, or this office property group, that office property group. You can give that, categorize that groups. So not all are optional. If you want to maintain multiple, you can. Coming to technical information, here you can give the details of the, like make, who made it, bench, what is the model, 2022 model, or you can say like the model name separately, like 12 axle, 12 tire, multi axle, you can say. Then model year 2022, serial number, you can give some serial number, like vehicle number you will be there, right? TS0312121313, something vehicle number you can give. Guarantee date, in case if you have any guarantee on such fixed asset, not only on vehicle but any fixed asset, if you have any guarantee you can give. If you have guarantee until next year, you can give 2023 until 31st of January, you have guarantee. Technical information, you can give other details of the asset. Technical information, like normally if you buy a laptop, 12 GB RAM, 1 TB memory, so some kind of technical information will be there, right? So you can give the details here in the technical information 1, 2, and 3. Then last maintenance, when you have done servicing for this particular fixed asset last, you can give that. So normally for vehicles you have servicing, right? So the last servicing was maintained on so and so date. When should be the next servicing date, should be next maintenance date. So you can give that servicing date. Other information if you have, you can maintain here. And asset condition, you can create some codes for asset condition, like active asset, inactive asset, asset lost, or asset damaged. You can give such conditions. So you can give that asset condition, create few asset conditions here. Something like active asset or performing asset 02, damaged asset 03, under repair 04, can say anything, visible, or asset lost, you can say. Kind of asset condition, you can suppose if the asset is under repair, you can give that here asset code, asset condition as asset is under repair. So if you want to pull a report out of the fixed assets about the assets, list of assets which are under repair, you can make a report out of it with this particular field. On the basis of asset condition, you can pull a report and you can see the details of which all the assets are under repair. So that's how this works. If it is an active asset, you can give this active asset. That's under technical information, general and technical. Other we have our insurance and location, all are general only. So insurance details of the vehicle or any asset that you buy. You can also link a vendor as insurance vendor. Suppose if you created that insurance company here as a vendor in your list of vendors, you can select that vendor here. So you see the list of vendors here, right? You can link that vendor. The insurance agent name, the policy number, expiration date of the insurance policy, policy amount, how much you are paying, insured value, of how much value you have insured it, or how much loss will be covered under this insurance policy. Replacement cost, in case if you have to replace the insurance in the next year, how much cost it would be, like how much percentage it would increase the policy in the policy amount. And then last periodic value or cost update, on which particular date you have done it. Insurance date 1, insurance date 2, insured at paid market value. If you want to enable it, you can enable it. So that's how the insurance details are maintained in this particular page. Insurance regarding any asset that you buy, purchase, you can maintain them in this asset master level. Then you have location details. Can give location IDs. You can just create location IDs like Hyderabad, Vizag, Mumbai. And here you can create such kind of IDs here and you can link it here. You can give the address. Then you can also add a map if you want to, and you can link it here. You can give a location memo in that particular location where it is located, room number, in which room number, under which department that asset is currently in, under finance department, let's say suppose, Suppose if there is a laptop, so in which department that laptop is there? Finance department. Who is responsible for that laptop? There is one employee who works with that laptop. You can link that employee name here. Suppose this employee, this is the list of employees in the organization. So this employee normally works with that laptop. So he is the responsible person or she is the responsible person. Barcode in case. And if the asset is missing, you can enable this one. The asset is missing. So that you can go with a primary inquiry of what happened to the asset and how it is missing. And if it's available, okay. Physical inventory. In case if the asset physical counting is done, suppose on 1st of January, and you can update that date on 1st of January, the physical counting is done, asset is available. Or suppose if the asset is missing on the date when you have done the physical inventory counting, you can say the asset is missing. And the contact details for the asset, suppose if there is a vehicle, you can give the contact details of a driver, whoever is handling the asset, and or the someone who is responsible for the vehicle. Lease note in case if you had le lease date or bought it on lease, anything. Title holder name, reference number. Suppose if you have given this asset for lease to someone, you can give that lease note, whoever is holding that asset, that person who is took it on lease, and then the reference number. This one GIS means the map ID, or the where it is located, the longitude and latitude ID of where this particular asset is located, maybe building or a land in case you can give this one. And parcel ID in case if you have parcel the fixed asset or if you have any such ID of parcel. So that's how the basic location details or the tracking details of a fixed asset could be maintained. Then report sorting, only purpose of reports, you can give some sort fields or create some sort fields and assign them, but not necessary. A reference and notes, any other references for the asset, any comments, any document location and disposal restrictions. Document location means where the documents of this particular fixed assets are there. Suppose if you buy a vehicle, you have it, right? The documents are papers. So where they are placed, you can give the place details. Disposal restrictions. In case if you are going to dispose it or sell the fixed asset, and if you have any further restrictions of selling it, so you can see that disposal restrictions here. Okay, then you have structure of the asset. Structure is mainly with the construction of fixed asset. Suppose if 5 or 6 fixed assets are interlinked to form a big fixed asset, you can give the main fixed asset here. Suppose if I say, if this is a fixed asset called mouse means hand mouse that we use for the laptop or the desktop. So the main fixed asset is the desktop. Desktop is recorded under computer one, let's say. Suppose I'll select computer one here, so that it would explain me that this particular fixed asset is linked to one main fixed asset or being used under one main fixed asset. The mouse that I am recording here as a fixed asset is linked with the computer number one or is used under computer number one. So that's how I can link the structure of the fixed asset. In case if this asset is working under another asset or linked to another asset. You can also add an image to this particular fixed asset if you want to. You can upload an image. Let's see. You can upload the image. It's taking time. Here it is. An image is added for the vehicle, or you can click your own image for the vehicle and you can add it here in the under the image for the fixed asset. So these are the few menus that we have in the fixed asset master. As I told you, all of them are for maintenance sake only. It will not affect any financials, only for the purpose of reports and maintenance. You can fill all these fields in the master level of fixed assets. Other than this, we have different options here in the top level. We will see each of them uh, and when the time arrives. Once we acquire some fixed assets and perform some operation, then all of them will come into a logic. Otherwise, now we could not discuss them without a logic too. We will also try to link book. So normally, if you have created a fixed asset right here, vehicle group is the fixed asset group. For the vehicle group, we have already linked 3 books as far as we remember in the previous half. So if I click here on the books, automatically that three books will be linked to this fixed asset. You see here, vehicle book, Companies Act book, Tax Act book, and Local Gap book. All of them are linked. But posting profile is missing anyway, that we have to configure and create anyway. So we could have created earlier itself. It's a compulsory field as well, posting profile for the fixed assets, which you would create anyway in the next class. So that's how we can link books to the fixed asset groups, and automatically that books will be affecting or reflecting here in the asset level. If you want to remove them, you can remove them, or if you want to re-add them, you can again re-add them from at the asset level as well. No problem. So, tomorrow we'll discuss, not tomorrow, further we will discuss more deep into the books. What all will be there in the fixed asset books and all in each individual asset wise we will discuss. And we'll also discuss about configuration of fixed asset posting profile tomorrow, which is also very important. Then we'll further discuss about the books within the fixed asset level. Then we'll go with the creation of journals and post some acquisition entries for the fixed asset. Okay, that would be all for today.